Welcome to Spiritual Life Teachings, an audiobook brought to you by Holistic Literary, where we delve into the profound wisdom of spiritual teachers and authors from around the world. This journey is not merely about knowledge, but about awakening to the timeless truths that guide our lives, transcend the physical, and elevate our consciousness. Drawing from the enlightened teachings of spiritual masters such as Mooji, Rumi, Bashar, Deepak Chopra, Sadhguru, and Dolores Cannon, this audiobook invites you to explore the essence of your being. Each of these visionaries offers a unique perspective on life, love, and the soul's journey. Their teachings, while diverse, share a common thread: the realization that we are more than just the body and mind, and that true peace and fulfillment come from connecting with the deeper layers of our existence. Mooji, with his profound simplicity, teaches us the art of presence, encouraging us to drop the false layers of identity and ego to discover our true nature, one that is boundless, peaceful, and eternal. Rumi, the timeless Sufi poet, speaks directly to the heart, reminding us that love is the bridge to everything, and that the divine is present in every moment, every breath. Bashar, through his channelings, opens our minds to the infinite possibilities of consciousness and how we can shape our reality with intentionality. Deepak Chopra merges ancient wisdom with modern science, guiding us to harness the power of the mind-body connection to create well-being and transformation. Sadhguru offers practical insights on living a life of purpose and inner joy, while Dolores Cannon leads us on a journey of past life exploration, helping us understand the soul's eternal nature and the lessons we carry across lifetimes. Through these teachings, we will explore the timeless themes of self-realization, the power of the present moment, the art of letting go, and the boundless energy of love and compassion. We will also dive into practical applications, offering ways to incorporate these lessons into your daily life, so you can live more authentically, with greater peace, clarity, and spiritual empowerment. As you embark on this journey with us, let the wisdom shared in these teachings resonate with your own inner knowing. Whether you are seeking answers to life's deeper questions, looking for guidance on your spiritual path, or simply yearning for a sense of peace in the midst of life's challenges, spiritual life teachings will serve as a source of inspiration, transformation, and profound understanding. Let us now step into this sacred space, where the soul's wisdom is unveiled and the journey of spiritual awakening begins. Key themes for spiritual life teachings: awakening to your true self. Inspired by Mooji. This theme focuses on shedding the layers of ego, conditioning, and false identity to discover your true nature. Mooji teaches that the journey to self-realization is one of returning to the stillness and purity that already exists within us. It's about letting go of what you think you are and finding the timeless presence that is your real essence. Key question: how can we move beyond the mind's limitations to experience the fullness of our being? The power of love as a divine force. Inspired by Rumi. Rumi's teachings emphasize that love is not just an emotion, but the fundamental force of creation that connects all beings. This theme delves into the transformative power of unconditional love, both for ourselves and others. Love as a spiritual practice allows us to dissolve separation, heal wounds, and open the heart to life's mysteries. Key question: how can love serve as the bridge between our human experience and the divine? Shaping reality through consciousness. Inspired by Bashar. Bashar's teachings remind us that we are co-creators of our reality through the power of our thoughts, beliefs, and intentions. This theme explores how aligning with your higher consciousness can shape your external world. By becoming aware of your inner dialogue and consciously choosing your thoughts, you can shift your reality and manifest a life that reflects your soul's desires. Key question: how can we consciously create our experiences through alignment with our higher selves? The mind-body connection and healing. Inspired by Deepak Chopra. Deepak Chopra teaches us that the mind and body are intimately connected, and that true healing begins with the harmony between the two. This theme explores how meditation, mindfulness, and awareness of our mental state can influence physical well-being. By recognizing the power of the mind to heal the body, we can cultivate a healthier, more balanced life. Key question: how can we harness the mind-body connection for optimal health and spiritual growth? Living in alignment with universal truths. Inspired by Sadhguru. This theme focuses on aligning with universal laws and spiritual principles to live a life of harmony and purpose. Sadhguru emphasizes that when we live in sync with the natural rhythms of the universe, whether through the law of karma, interconnectedness, or awareness of our inner world, we experience greater clarity, joy, and fulfillment. Key question: how can we live in alignment with universal truths to create a life of purpose? Exploring past lives and soul journeys. Inspired by Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon's work on past life regression shows us how our soul's journey is eternal and how our past lives influence our present experiences. This theme delves into how understanding our past life experiences can reveal hidden patterns, heal trauma, and offer insights into our soul's purpose in this lifetime. Key question: how can exploring our past lives help us understand our soul's purpose and heal unresolved emotions? The power of presence and mindfulness. Inspired by Thich and Hat Han and Mooji. Presence is the key to inner peace and spiritual awakening. This theme teaches the importance of being fully present in the now, embracing each moment as it is without judgment. Through mindfulness practices, we can transcend the mind's constant chatter and connect with the stillness that lies within. This connection brings clarity and calm amidst life's challenges. Key question: how can mindfulness help us connect with the deeper stillness and peace within? Compassion and forgiveness as spiritual tools. Inspired by Brené Brown and Mooji. Compassion and forgiveness are essential to personal and spiritual healing. This theme explores how these powerful practices can release us from guilt, resentment, and past wounds. By cultivating compassion for ourselves and others, we can heal emotional pain and open our hearts to a more expansive and authentic experience of life. Key question: how can we use compassion and forgiveness to transform our relationships and heal our hearts? Embracing vulnerability and inner strength. Inspired by Brené Brown. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but Brené Brown teaches that it is the birthplace of courage and strength. This theme focuses on embracing vulnerability as a pathway to authenticity and personal growth. By owning our fears and imperfections, we unlock the strength to be our true selves and live a more fulfilling life. Key question: how does embracing vulnerability lead to greater personal strength and spiritual growth? Embodying spiritual wisdom in daily life. Inspired by various teachers. Spiritual wisdom is not just for moments of meditation or retreat, it is meant to be lived in every aspect of life. This theme encourages the integration of spiritual insights into everyday activities, whether it's through acts of kindness, conscious communication, or simple awareness of the divine in the mundane. Key question: how can we embody spiritual teachings in the way we interact with the world every day? Chapter 1: Awakening to Your True Self. Inspired by Mooji. Awakening to your true self is a profound theme that speaks to the heart of spiritual transformation. According to Mooji, one of the greatest spiritual teachers of our time, awakening is not about gaining something new, but about realizing the timeless, pure essence that has always been within us. It's a journey of peeling back the layers of ego, conditioning, and false identity that have accumulated over time, clouding our perception of who we truly are. At its core, Mooji's teaching points us towards an essential truth: that beneath the mind's endless stream of thoughts, emotions, and desires, there exists a still, eternal presence, the true self. This self is not something you have to create or find in the external world. It is already here, unchanging and ever-present. The challenge is recognizing it, amidst the noise and clutter of daily life. Shedding the layers of ego. The first step in awakening is to become aware of the ego's grip on our perception. The ego is that part of us that is deeply identified with our roles, accomplishments, desires, and fears. It tells us stories about who we are based on external validation, personal achievements, or perceived failures. The ego constantly seeks approval, security, and significance, creating a cycle of attachment and suffering. Mooji invites us to inquire, "Who am I?" a question designed to break the illusion of ego identification. This inquiry isn't meant to lead to a mental answer, but to an experiential understanding that the I is not the body, thoughts, or emotions, but the awareness in which these experiences arise. This awareness, or consciousness, is the true self. Example: consider a moment when you have felt deeply frustrated or insecure about something: a relationship issue, career setback, or personal failure. The ego immediately steps in, telling you, "I am not good enough," or "I should have done better." These thoughts feed a narrative that reinforces the ego's sense of identity, rooted in lack or deficiency. Mooji encourages you to pause, take a step back, and observe these thoughts as passing clouds. In doing so, you begin to disidentify from them, realizing they are not who you are. This simple act of observation helps to dismantle the false stories the ego tells. Moving beyond conditioning. Much of what we believe about ourselves has been conditioned by society, family, and our own experiences. From an early age, we are taught to conform to certain roles, be it a good student, a successful professional, or a loving partner. While these roles can offer guidance, they often become restrictive, trapping us in a limited version of ourselves. Mooji reminds us that spiritual awakening requires us to question these conditioned beliefs. What happens when we let go of the labels we've been assigned or the roles we've been playing? We often fear losing our sense of identity, but Mooji teaches that in surrendering these false identities, we are actually liberating ourselves. We come to see that we are not defined by our circumstances or even our past mistakes, but by the infinite potential that exists in the present moment. Example: in my own experience, There was a time when I heavily identified with the role of success in my career. I believed that my worth was tied to how much I accomplished or how much validation I received from others. This led to a cycle of burnout and dissatisfaction. When I began to explore Mooji's teachings, I realized that I had been chasing external fulfillment while ignoring the deep peace that already resided within. By slowly letting go of the need to constantly do or achieve, I began to experience moments of stillness where I could simply be. This shift allowed me to connect with a deeper sense of purpose that was not dependent on external validation. Experiencing the timeless presence. The ultimate goal of spiritual awakening is to experience the fullness of our being by reconnecting with the timeless presence within us. This presence is often described as pure awareness or consciousness. It is the backdrop against which all of our experiences, both positive and negative, play out. Unlike the transient nature of thoughts and emotions, this awareness is constant, unchanging, and deeply peaceful. Mooji often uses the metaphor of the sky and clouds. Thoughts and emotions are like clouds. They come and go, sometimes heavy and stormy, sometimes light and fluffy. But the sky remains unchanged, no matter what clouds pass through it. Similarly, the true self remains constant, regardless of the thoughts and emotions that arise. The key is to remember that we are the sky, not the clouds. Example: in moments of stress or anxiety, we tend to focus entirely on the thoughts and emotions swirling in our minds. Mooji suggests that instead of getting caught up in these mental fluctuations, we can simply observe them, much like watching clouds pass in the sky. By doing this, we create space between ourselves and our thoughts, allowing us to experience the stillness beneath the noise. This practice of observation leads to a deeper connection with our true nature, where peace and clarity naturally arise. Moving beyond the mind's limitations. The mind, while a powerful tool, is limited in its ability to perceive the full scope of our being. It is constantly analyzing, judging, and seeking control. True awakening requires us to go beyond the mind's limitations, to a place of pure awareness where there is no need for constant thinking or striving. Mooji encourages us to practice self-inquiry as a way of moving beyond the mind's distractions. By repeatedly asking, "Who am I?" we direct our attention inward, bypassing the ego's stories and uncovering the stillness that exists at our core. This practice helps us realize that the mind's limitations are only obstacles if we believe in them. Key techniques. Self-inquiry. Continually ask, "Who am I?" and observe what arises. Over time, this question helps dissolve the ego's grip. Meditation. Regular meditation allows us to connect with the stillness within, beyond the mind's chatter. Mindfulness. Practice being fully present in each moment, observing thoughts and emotions without attachment. In summary, awakening to your true self is not about becoming something new, but about remembering and reconnecting with the essence of who you already are. As you shed the layers of ego and conditioning, you open yourself to a life of deeper peace, authenticity, and joy. By practicing self-inquiry, mindfulness, and embracing stillness, you begin to experience the timeless presence that has always been within. This journey of awakening is the most profound gift we can give to ourselves. Chapter 2. The Power of Love as a Divine Force. Inspired by Rumi. Rumi, the great Persian mystic and poet, saw love as the most potent force in the universe, an energy that transcends emotion and speaks to the very essence of existence. For Rumi, love was not merely a fleeting feeling between individuals, but the divine fabric that weaves through all of creation. In his teachings, love is the ultimate truth, the bridge between the human experience and the divine, and the key to understanding the mysteries of life. When we explore love through Rumi's lens, we move beyond its traditional definitions as something we give or receive and into a realm where love becomes a force for spiritual transformation. It is the catalyst that breaks down the illusion of separation, dissolves the ego, and heals even the deepest wounds. Love, in this context, becomes the very path to God, the divine, or the higher self, whichever term resonates with you. Love as the essence of creation. Rumi taught that love is the fundamental force that sustains the universe. In one of his most famous poems, he writes, "The minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you, not knowing how blind that was. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along." This speaks to the idea that love is not something we find outside ourselves. Rather, it's an integral part of who we are. It's in our very DNA. And when we allow ourselves to tap into this divine love, we begin to experience the world from a place of unity. In essence, love dissolves the illusion of separation. As we grow in our understanding of love, we realize that the perceived boundaries between ourselves and others are artificial. Love allows us to experience the interconnectedness of all things and reveals that we are all expressions of the same divine source. Example: consider moments in your life when you felt deeply connected to another person, not in a romantic sense, but in a way that transcends words. This could happen when you're with a loved one, a child, or even in the presence of nature. That feeling of oneness, where there's no you or me, is a glimpse of the divine love Rumi speaks of. These moments remind us that we're all part of something much greater than our individual selves. Unconditional love and spiritual growth. Rumi often spoke of love as a fire that burns away all that is false within us. In this context, unconditional love becomes a spiritual practice. It is the force that illuminates our shadows, showing us where we still hold on to fear, ego, or attachment. When we love unconditionally, whether it's ourselves or others, we begin to release these limitations. It's through this process that love becomes transformative. Unconditional love doesn't mean that we accept harmful behaviors or that we sacrifice our well-being for others. Rather, it means that we see beyond the surface-level actions or appearances of people, recognizing the divine essence within them. This requires us to practice compassion and understanding, even in difficult situations. By doing so, we allow love to be the healer it's meant to be, dissolving the pain and separation that often arise from fear or misunderstanding. Example: imagine a time when you felt deeply hurt by someone's actions. The ego's first response might be anger, resentment, or a desire for revenge. However, by practicing unconditional love, you can begin to shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on the hurt, you might ask yourself, what pain or fear is driving this person's behavior? This doesn't mean excusing the actions, but rather recognizing that, at their core, all people are acting from their own wounds or disconnections. This understanding allows you to release resentment and extend compassion, which in turn heals your own heart. Love as the bridge between the human and the divine. In Rumi's view, Love serves as a bridge between our limited human experience and the vast, infinite nature of the divine. Love is the key that unlocks the door to spiritual awakening, allowing us to access a deeper, more profound connection to God or the divine within. It's through love that we transcend the ego, the part of us that believes in separation and isolation, and come to know ourselves as part of the divine whole. Love has the power to heal even the deepest wounds because it speaks to the eternal truth within us. When we open our hearts to love, true unconditional love, we begin to dissolve the barriers that have kept us from experiencing our own divinity. We realize that we are not separate from God, the universe, or each other, but that we are all interconnected parts of the same sacred web. Example. In my own life, I've experienced moments of deep clarity and connection that arose from simple acts of love. Whether it was a heartfelt conversation with a friend or a quiet moment in nature, I felt the presence of something greater than myself, an energy that felt both intimate and expansive. In those moments, the worries of the mind faded, and I was left with a profound sense of peace and oneness. These experiences have shown me that love is indeed the pathway to the divine, and that by cultivating love in our daily lives, we open ourselves to deeper spiritual truths. Techniques for cultivating divine love. Heart-centered meditation. One powerful way to cultivate divine love is through heart-centered meditation. In this practice, you bring your attention to the heart space, breathing deeply into it. As you focus on your heart, imagine a warm, radiant light expanding from this center, filling your entire being with love. With each breath, allow this light to grow, eventually extending beyond your body to encompass the people around you, your community, and the world. This practice helps you connect with the source of love within you and share it with others. Loving kindness practice metta. Loving kindness meditation, or metta, is a technique that involves sending love and well wishes to yourself and others. You begin by offering love to yourself, saying phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace." Then, extend this love to others, starting with someone you care about, and gradually expanding to include neutral individuals, and even those with whom you've had conflicts. This practice fosters compassion, empathy, and a deep sense of interconnectedness. Self-inquiry. Inspired by Mooji, you can practice self-inquiry by asking, "Who is experiencing love?" or "Who am I beyond my thoughts and emotions?" This form of introspection allows you to peel back the layers of ego and thought patterns, leading you to a direct experience of the boundless love that lies beneath. Acts of kindness. Sometimes, the simplest way to experience divine love is through acts of kindness. Whether it's helping a neighbor, offering a listening ear, or simply being present with someone in need, these acts of love help you tap into the divine essence within. Each time you extend love to another, you're not only healing them, but also yourself. Love as the healer. Rumi believed that love is the ultimate healer. When we open ourselves to love, we invite healing into every aspect of our lives, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Love dissolves fear, resentment, and attachment, making space for peace, joy, and connection. It's through love that we find our way back to wholeness, recognizing that we were never truly broken in the first place. In conclusion, love is far more than an emotion or a passing feeling. It is the divine force that underlies all of creation, the bridge that connects us to the sacred, and the healer that transforms our pain into peace. By embracing love as a spiritual practice, we open ourselves to a deeper, more authentic experience of life. As Rumi said, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray. Let love guide you on your journey, and it will take you to places beyond your wildest dreams." Chapter 3: Shaping Reality Through Consciousness. Inspired by Bashar. Bashar, a multidimensional being channeled by Daryl Anka, offers teachings that center on the idea that we are active participants in the creation of our reality. His message is clear. Our thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and intentions work together to shape the world we experience. This is not just about creating material outcomes, but about understanding the deep connection between our inner state and the external reality we encounter. Bashar's teachings emphasize that when we align with our higher consciousness, the aspect of us that is eternal and deeply connected to the universe, we gain the ability to manifest a reality that reflects our true essence. The power of conscious creation. The fundamental principle behind Bashar's teachings is that reality is a mirror of our inner state. Every thought, belief, and emotion we hold sends out a frequency which in turn influences the reality we experience. In essence, we are constantly shaping the fabric of our lives, whether we are aware of it or not. The more conscious we become of this process, the more we can intentionally shape our experiences. Bashar teaches that reality itself is not fixed. Instead, it's malleable, shifting in response to the vibrations we emit. By changing our internal state, our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, we can literally step into a new version of reality. This concept of shifting timelines or parallel realities is at the core of Bashar's philosophy, illustrating that there are infinite possibilities for how our lives can unfold. The key is recognizing that we hold the power to shift into the reality that best aligns with our soul's desires. Example: consider a moment when you were focused on a goal or desire and began to notice synchronicities lining up around you. Perhaps you started seeing opportunities that previously went unnoticed, or the right people entered your life at the perfect time. These are examples of how your internal alignment began to shape your external world. When your thoughts and beliefs are in harmony with what you truly desire, reality mirrors that back to you. Becoming aware of your inner dialogue. One of the first steps in shaping reality through consciousness is becoming aware of the inner dialogue that runs through your mind. Often, our thoughts are conditioned by past experiences, societal programming, or limiting beliefs that we've unconsciously adopted. Bashar teaches that these automatic thoughts can hold us in a loop of creating the same reality over and over again. To break free from this cycle, we must become mindful of the thoughts we are entertaining and the beliefs we are holding onto. When you become conscious of your inner dialogue, you gain the power to change it. Bashar emphasizes the importance of questioning your beliefs. Are they serving you? Are they aligned with your true desires? If not, you can choose to let them go and replace them with thoughts and beliefs that reflect the reality you wish to create. Technique: cognitive restructuring. One practical method for shifting your inner dialogue is cognitive restructuring. This involves identifying negative or limiting thoughts and consciously replacing them with positive, empowering ones. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not capable of achieving my goals," you can replace that thought with, "I am fully capable and supported in achieving my goals." Over time, This shift in thought patterns will influence your emotions and energy, leading to a corresponding shift in your reality. Aligning with your higher self. Bashar teaches that our higher self, our true, eternal nature, is always guiding us toward the most fulfilling version of our lives. However, in order to align with this higher self, we must release the ego's attachment to control and allow ourselves to flow with the universe's guidance. This involves trusting that the universe is always conspiring in our favor, even when things seem challenging or uncertain. When we align with our higher self, we tap into a deeper wisdom that knows what is truly in alignment with our soul's purpose. This alignment allows us to manifest effortlessly, because we are no longer creating from a place of fear, lack, or ego-driven desires. Instead, we are creating from a place of inner peace, trust, and connection to the divine flow. Example: think of a time when you were faced with a difficult decision, but chose to follow your intuition rather than logic or external pressure. Perhaps you felt a deep inner knowing that guided you toward a certain path, even though it didn't make sense at the time. Later, you might have realized that this decision led to outcomes far beyond what you could have planned. This is an example of aligning with your higher self, trusting in the deeper wisdom that lies within you and allowing it to guide your life. Conscious creation through belief and emotion. Bashar emphasizes the power of belief and emotion in shaping our reality. He teaches that our beliefs act as filters through which we perceive and interpret the world. If we hold limiting beliefs, we'll see the world through a lens of limitation. But if we adopt empowering beliefs, we open ourselves to new possibilities. In this sense, beliefs are not just thoughts we passively hold, they are active creators of our experience. Emotions, on the other hand, are the energetic charge that fuels our beliefs. Positive emotions like joy, gratitude, and excitement raise our vibration and allow us to attract experiences that match that frequency. Conversely, negative emotions like fear, anger, or resentment can keep us stuck in lower vibrational experiences. Therefore, by consciously choosing beliefs that empower us and cultivating emotions that elevate us, we can begin to shape a reality that aligns with our highest potential. Technique, visualization, and feeling. One powerful technique for conscious creation is visualization combined with feeling. This involves imagining the reality you wish to create as if it's already happening and immersing yourself in the emotions that this reality brings. For example, if you're manifesting a new career, imagine yourself already in that role, feeling the excitement, fulfillment, and joy that comes with it. The key is to feel these emotions as vividly as possible, because it's the emotional energy that helps bring your desired reality into existence. Shifting into new realities. One of the most fascinating aspects of Bashar's teachings is the idea that we can shift into different parallel realities based on our vibration. According to Bashar, every possible version of reality already exists. There's a version of you living your dream life, a version of you stuck in limiting patterns, and everything in between. The reality you experience is simply the one that matches your current vibration. By raising your vibration, through positive thoughts, emotions, and alignment with your higher self, you can shift into a version of reality that reflects your soul's highest desires. This concept empowers us to take full responsibility for our experience, knowing that we have the power to change our reality at any moment. Example: imagine a person who has always struggled with self-worth, believing that they're not deserving of success. This belief has kept them in a reality where opportunities seem scarce and failure feels inevitable. However, by doing inner work, shifting their beliefs, healing their emotions, and raising their vibration, they begin to align with a new version of reality. They start to attract opportunities, feel confident in their abilities, and experience success in ways they never thought possible. This is the power of consciously shifting into a new reality. Embracing the journey of creation. Bashar also reminds us that conscious creation is not about forcing outcomes or manipulating reality to fit our desires. It's about embracing the flow of life, trusting in the process, and allowing the universe to guide us toward what is truly aligned with our soul's purpose. This requires patience, surrender, and a deep trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing. When we let go of the need to control or predict the future, we create space for miracles to occur. We allow the universe to bring us experiences that are far greater than anything we could have imagined. This is the true power of shaping reality through consciousness, co-creating with the universe, aligning with our higher self, and stepping into the fullness of who we are. Key takeaways. 1. Reality is a mirror. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions shape the reality you experience. By becoming aware of your inner state, you can consciously shift into a new version of reality. 2. Inner dialogue matters. Pay attention to your inner dialogue and beliefs. Are they aligned with the reality you want to create? If not, challenge and replace them with empowering thoughts. 3. Align with your higher self. Trust your intuition and inner guidance. When you align with your higher self, you tap into a deeper wisdom that leads to effortless manifestation. 4. Visualization and feeling. Use the power of visualization and emotion to bring your desired reality into existence. Feel the emotions of what you want as if it's already happening. 5. Shift into new realities. Recognize that infinite versions of reality exist. By raising your vibration, you can shift into the version that reflects your soul's highest desires. 6. Trust the process. Surrender control and trust in the flow of life. The universe is always working in your favor, guiding you toward the highest version of your reality. In conclusion, shaping reality through consciousness is about stepping into your role as a co-creator with the universe. By aligning with your higher self, shifting your beliefs, and raising your vibration, you have the power to manifest a life that reflects your deepest desires and highest potential. Chapter 4. The Mind-Body Connection and Healing. Inspired by Deepak Chopra. The teachings of Deepak Chopra have revolutionized our understanding of health by revealing the intimate relationship between the mind and the body. Chopra emphasizes that the mind is not simply a passenger in our physical journey, but a co-pilot in our health and well-being. The state of our mind, our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, has a profound effect on our physical health. When we achieve harmony between the mind and body, we open the door to true healing, both on a physical and spiritual level. The foundation of mind-body unity. Chopra's philosophy is rooted in the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, which teaches that the body and mind are deeply interconnected. According to this view, disease in the body is often a manifestation of imbalances in the mind. Chronic stress, unresolved emotions, and negative thought patterns can create a cascade of physical symptoms. Likewise, cultivating a peaceful, harmonious mental state can promote healing in the body, restore balance, and enhance overall well-being. The key to unlocking this healing potential lies in recognizing that the mind and body are not separate entities, but are deeply interwoven. When we understand this, we can begin to take responsibility for our health by nurturing both our physical and mental states. Chopra teaches that when we harmonize these two aspects of ourselves, we can unlock the body's natural ability to heal itself. Example: consider the well-documented effects of stress on the body. When we experience prolonged stress, our body responds by releasing cortisol and adrenaline, which over time can weaken the immune system, disrupt digestion, and lead to chronic conditions like high blood pressure or heart disease. On the other hand, when we practice mindfulness and reduce stress, the body naturally returns to a state of balance. Meditation, for example, has been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and even improve the immune response. Meditation and mindfulness: pathways to healing. One of the most powerful tools for healing the mind-body connection is meditation. Chopra teaches that meditation allows us to quiet the mental chatter that often dominates our lives and access a state of inner stillness. In this stillness, we can reconnect with our deeper selves, where healing and transformation can occur. Meditation doesn't just calm the mind, it also has profound physiological effects on the body. Scientific research has shown that regular meditation can reduce stress, lower cortisol levels, improve heart health, and even promote cellular regeneration. When we meditate, we tap into the body's natural ability to heal itself by promoting relaxation and reducing the effects of stress. Technique: deep breathing and body awareness. A simple but effective meditation practice that Chopra advocates is deep breathing combined with body awareness. Begin by sitting quietly and focusing on your breath, taking slow, deep breaths in and out. As you breathe, scan your body from head to toe, noticing any areas of tension or discomfort. With each breath, consciously relax those areas, releasing any tension you may be holding. This practice not only relaxes the body but also brings your awareness into the present moment, allowing your mind and body to come into alignment. The influence of belief on healing. Chopra also emphasizes the power of belief in the healing process. Our beliefs have a direct impact on how we experience the world, including our health. If we hold the belief that we are capable of healing, the body responds accordingly. Conversely, if we believe that we are destined for illness or decline, this belief can manifest in physical symptoms. The placebo effect is a powerful example of this phenomenon. Patients who believe they are receiving treatment often experience real improvements in their condition, even when the treatment itself is inert. Chopra teaches that the body is not a machine, but a dynamic field of energy, intelligence, and consciousness. This means that healing is not just about addressing the physical symptoms, but also about transforming the mind's beliefs and perceptions. By cultivating positive, life-affirming beliefs, we can support the body's innate capacity to heal. Example: there are countless stories of people who have overcome serious illnesses through the power of belief and intention. One such case involved a cancer patient who, after being told that her condition was terminal, chose to focus on her mental and emotional healing. Through meditation, visualization, and changing her belief system, she not only improved her quality of life, but also went into remission. This story illustrates that when we shift our mental and emotional states, we can create a profound impact on our physical health. Emotional healing and physical health. Unresolved emotions can also manifest as physical illness. Chopra teaches that emotions such as anger, fear, and grief, when suppressed or unaddressed, can create blockages in the body's energy flow, leading to illness. Healing, therefore, involves not just addressing the physical symptoms, but also releasing these emotional blockages. Technique: emotional release and healing. One technique that can aid in this process is emotional release. Start by identifying an unresolved emotion that you are holding on to, such as anger or grief. Sit in a quiet space and allow yourself to fully feel the emotion, without judgment or resistance. As you feel the emotion, visualize it leaving your body with each exhale, releasing the energy that has been stored in your cells. This process allows for emotional healing, which in turn supports physical healing. Chopra encourages us to view emotions as energy in motion. When we allow ourselves to fully experience and release our emotions, we prevent them from becoming trapped in the body, where they can cause disease. By practicing emotional awareness and release, we maintain a healthy flow of energy in the body, promoting overall well-being. Cultivating a balanced lifestyle. Chopra's teachings also emphasize the importance of lifestyle in maintaining the mind-body connection. He advocates for a holistic approach to health that includes nourishing the body with whole foods, getting regular exercise, maintaining a positive mental state, and cultivating spiritual practices like meditation and prayer. These practices work together to create a state of balance and harmony, which supports both physical and emotional health. Example: Ayurvedic practices for balance. Chopra draws from Ayurvedic principles to guide us in living a balanced life. According to Ayurveda, each person has a unique constitution or dosha, and maintaining balance in your dosha is essential for health. For example, if you have a Pitta constitution, which is associated with fire and heat, you might benefit from cooling foods and calming practices like yoga or meditation. Understanding your dosha can help you make choices that support your mind-body balance, leading to greater health and vitality. Harnessing the power of the present moment. A final aspect of the mind-body connection that Chopra highlights is the importance of being fully present in the moment. When we are caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future, our minds and bodies are out of sync. However, when we focus on the present moment, whether through mindfulness, meditation, or simply paying attention to our breath, we bring our mind and body into alignment. Example: mindfulness meditation. One powerful tool for cultivating presence is mindfulness meditation. This practice involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Whether you're sitting quietly or engaging in daily activities, mindfulness invites you to focus on your breath, your surroundings, and your bodily sensations. Over time, this practice trains the mind to stay present, reducing stress and anxiety, which in turn promotes physical health. Conclusion: healing from within. In essence, Deepak Chopra's teachings remind us that the mind and body are not separate but deeply interconnected. Healing begins from within, by aligning our mental, emotional, and physical states. Whether through meditation, mindfulness, emotional release, or cultivating positive beliefs, we have the power to influence our health and well-being. The mind-body connection is a doorway to a more balanced, vibrant, and spiritually connected life, where true healing can unfold. By harnessing this connection, we unlock the full potential of our bodies to heal, grow, and thrive. Key takeaways: mind and body unity. The mind and body are deeply connected. and true healing requires harmonizing both. Meditation and mindfulness. Practices like meditation help quiet the mind, reduce stress, and promote physical healing. Belief in healing. Our beliefs have a profound impact on our health. Positive, life-affirming beliefs can support the body's natural healing processes. Emotional healing. Unresolved emotions can manifest as physical illness. Emotional awareness and release are essential for overall well-being. Balanced lifestyle. A holistic approach to health, including diet, exercise, and spiritual practices, supports the mind-body connection. Presence. Being fully present in the moment through mindfulness helps align the mind and body, reducing stress and enhancing health. Through Chopra's insights, we learn that we are active participants in our health and healing journey. By cultivating harmony between the mind and body, we open ourselves to a life of balance, vitality, and spiritual growth. Chapter 5. Living in Alignment with Universal Truths. Inspired by Sadhguru. Living in alignment with universal truths means understanding and integrating the timeless spiritual principles that govern the universe into our daily lives. According to Sadhguru, when we synchronize our lives with these natural laws, such as the law of karma, the interconnectedness of all beings, and the awareness of our inner world, we begin to experience greater clarity, joy, and fulfillment. It is through this alignment that we can unlock our highest potential and live a life of true purpose. Understanding universal truths, the foundation of alignment. Sadhguru emphasizes that universal truths are not bound by religion, culture, or time. These truths are the fundamental principles that guide the cosmos and our existence within it. They include concepts like karma, the law of cause and effect, dharma, righteous living, and the deep interconnection of all life forms. When we live in harmony with these truths, we align with the flow of life itself, experiencing peace, joy, and a sense of fulfillment. Example: one of the most fundamental universal truths is the law of karma, which states that every action we take has a consequence. This principle encourages us to be mindful of our thoughts, words, and deeds because they shape our future experiences. If we act with kindness and integrity, we create a positive ripple effect in our lives. On the other hand, actions driven by greed, anger, or selfishness will ultimately return to us in negative ways. By understanding and embracing this truth, we can make conscious choices that lead to a more harmonious and purposeful life. The law of karma, living consciously. Sadhguru often teaches that karma is not about punishment or reward, but about cause and effect. The quality of our lives is directly influenced by the actions we take. This understanding empowers us to live consciously, taking responsibility for the energy we put into the world. When we realize that our actions, whether physical, mental, or emotional, create our future experiences, we become more intentional in our choices. Living in alignment with the law of karma involves practicing mindfulness in every moment. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations, we pause, reflect, and choose actions that align with our highest values. This creates a life that is not only purposeful, but also in harmony with the greater forces of the universe. Technique. Mindful decision-making. One practical way to live in alignment with karma is through mindful decision-making. Before taking any action, whether it's a major life decision or a simple conversation, take a moment to ask yourself, What are the potential consequences of this action? Will this create positive energy for myself and others? This practice helps cultivate awareness and ensures that our actions are in alignment with universal truths. Interconnectedness, recognizing the unity of all life. Another profound universal truth that Sadhguru emphasizes is the interconnectedness of all beings. At the most fundamental level, everything in the universe is connected. This understanding shifts the way we view ourselves and others. Instead of seeing ourselves as separate individuals, we recognize that we are part of a greater whole. This realization fosters a sense of compassion, empathy, and responsibility toward others and the planet. Example, in nature, every element is interconnected. The air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, all are part of a delicate ecosystem that sustains life. When we live with an awareness of this interconnectedness, we become more mindful of our impact on the world. We make choices that are not only beneficial for ourselves, but also for the environment and other living beings. Sadhguru teaches that when we recognize our oneness with the universe, we transcend feelings of isolation and separation. This shift in perception leads to a deeper sense of belonging and purpose. We no longer act from a place of ego or selfishness, but from a space of unity and collective well-being. Technique: cultivating oneness through meditation. A powerful way to experience this interconnectedness is through meditation. Sadhguru often encourages practicing a form of meditation that focuses on expanding awareness beyond the self. During meditation, visualize yourself as part of the larger universe, connected to all beings. This practice fosters a sense of unity and helps dissolve the illusion of separateness, allowing you to live with greater compassion and purpose. Aligning with the rhythms of nature. Sadhguru also teaches the importance of aligning with the natural rhythms of life. Just as the universe has its own cycles, day and night, the seasons, birth and death, our lives are governed by natural rhythms. When we align with these rhythms, we experience greater harmony and ease in life. Conversely, when we resist or ignore these natural cycles, we create dissonance and struggle. Example: one way to align with the natural rhythms is through sleep and rest. Sadhguru emphasizes the importance of getting enough rest and syncing our sleep patterns with the natural cycle of day and night. Many of us are out of sync with nature due to modern lifestyles, staying up late, working long hours, and ignoring our body's need for rest. This misalignment leads to stress, fatigue, and a sense of imbalance. By honoring the body's need for rest and aligning with the natural cycle, we restore harmony and well-being. Similarly, aligning with nature can also involve spending time outdoors, connecting with the elements, and attuning ourselves to the changing seasons. This practice grounds us and reminds us of our place in the larger cosmos. Technique: syncing with natural rhythms. A simple way to align with nature is to create a daily routine that honors the natural cycles of the day. Start your day with the rising sun, take breaks to step outside and breathe fresh air, and wind down in the evening as the sun sets. This routine helps align your energy with the rhythms of nature, creating a sense of balance and flow in your daily life. Living with awareness of the inner world. Sadhguru teaches that one of the most important universal truths is the awareness of our inner world. While the outer world often distracts us, the key to living a purposeful and harmonious life lies in turning inward. The more we become aware of our thoughts, emotions, and inner desires, the more we can align our actions with our true essence. This inner awareness is the foundation for living a life of integrity and purpose. Example: many people go through life reacting to external circumstances without ever examining their inner world. Sadhguru teaches that when we live unconsciously, we become victims of our surroundings, constantly swayed by external forces. However, when we turn inward and cultivate self-awareness, we begin to act from a place of clarity and purpose, rather than reacting out of habit or conditioning. Technique: daily self-reflection. A powerful practice for cultivating inner awareness is daily self-reflection. Set aside a few moments each day to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Ask yourself, are my actions aligned with my true self? Am I living in accordance with my highest values? This practice helps you stay connected to your inner world and ensures that your external actions are in alignment with your true purpose. Conclusion: living in alignment with universal truths. Living in alignment with universal truths means recognizing that we are part of a vast, interconnected cosmos, governed by timeless spiritual principles. Whether through the law of karma, the interconnectedness of all beings, or the awareness of our inner world, aligning with these truths leads to a life of purpose, harmony, and fulfillment. By practicing mindfulness, meditation, and self-awareness, we can attune ourselves to these universal laws and live in harmony with the natural rhythms of life. As Sadhguru teaches, when we align our actions with these truths, we experience greater clarity, joy, and fulfillment in all aspects of life. Ultimately, living in alignment with universal truths allows us to fulfill our highest potential and live a life that reflects the deeper wisdom of the universe. Key takeaways: the law of karma. Our actions shape our future experiences, making mindful decision-making essential for living in harmony. Interconnectedness. Recognizing the unity of all life fosters compassion and empathy, allowing us to act from a space of oneness. Aligning with natural rhythms. Living in sync with nature's cycles, such as day and night or the changing seasons, creates balance and well-being. Inner awareness. Turning inward and cultivating self-awareness ensures that our actions align with our true essence, leading to a life of purpose. By embracing these principles, we can live a life that reflects the deeper, universal truths of existence, cultivating harmony, joy, and fulfillment along the way. Chapter 6: Exploring Past Lives and Soul Journeys. Inspired by Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon's groundbreaking work on past life regression has revolutionized our understanding of the soul's journey. Through her method of hypnosis, Cannon was able to guide people into states where they could access memories from previous incarnations. The idea that our soul is eternal and carries with it the experiences of past lives offers profound insights into our current reality. By exploring these past lives, we can uncover the roots of recurring patterns and unresolved traumas, and gain a deeper understanding of our soul's purpose in this lifetime. The eternal nature of the soul. Cannon's work starts with a fundamental belief that the soul is eternal, moving through multiple incarnations, each time learning, growing, and evolving. Our physical bodies may change, but our soul, the essence of who we are, remains constant throughout time. Each lifetime is an opportunity to experience new lessons and develop spiritually. Understanding this allows us to see the bigger picture of our existence. We are not just a product of our current life circumstances, but a culmination of the experiences from many lifetimes. Example, one of Cannon's clients, under hypnosis, recalled a lifetime where they were a soldier during ancient Roman times. The trauma and guilt from the violent acts they committed in that life carried over into their current life, manifesting as unexplained anxiety and recurring nightmares. By revisiting that lifetime and healing the unresolved emotions, the client was able to release the anxiety in their present life and experience peace for the first time. The key here is understanding that what we experience in this life may not always have roots in our current circumstances. Exploring past lives opens a doorway to deeper healing by addressing unresolved emotional wounds from previous incarnations. The role of karma and life lessons. Cannon's work often touches on the concept of karma, the idea that the actions and choices we make in one lifetime have consequences in future incarnations. Karma is not about punishment or reward, but about balance and learning. The soul chooses certain experiences in each life to grow and evolve. Often, when people explore their past lives, they find that the difficulties they face in their current life are tied to unresolved issues or lessons from previous lifetimes. Example: in one case, a woman who struggled with feelings of abandonment and betrayal in her relationships discovered during a regression session that she had lived a past life as a monk in the 14th century and had taken a vow of isolation after being betrayed by a close friend. The deep-seated mistrust she harbored in that life carried over into her current relationships, causing her to push people away. Once she recognized this karmic pattern, she was able to consciously work on healing the wounds and build healthier relationships in her present life. By understanding the karmic threads that weave through our different lifetimes, we gain clarity on the patterns that continue to influence us. This awareness gives us the power to break free from negative cycles and make choices that align with our soul's growth. Healing through past life regression. One of the most powerful aspects of past life regression is its ability to heal trauma that may have originated in a previous incarnation. Traumas from past lives can manifest as physical ailments, emotional blocks, or irrational fears in the present. Cannon's work shows that by revisiting and resolving these past life traumas, we can experience profound healing in the here and now. Example: a client who had an intense fear of water came to Cannon for regression therapy. Under hypnosis, they discovered a past life where they had drowned as a sailor during the 17th century. The trauma of that death had carried over into their current life, manifesting as a phobia. Once they re-experienced and processed the event during regression, the fear of water disappeared, and they were able to swim freely for the first time. This type of healing is incredibly liberating because it allows us to address the root cause of issues that may not make sense in the context of our current lives. When we heal at the soul level, we experience transformation on all levels: mental, emotional, and physical. Gaining insights into soul purpose. Another important aspect of past life regression is the ability to gain insight into our soul's purpose. Why did we choose this particular life? What lessons are we meant to learn? What gifts are we meant to share with the world? Exploring past lives can reveal hidden talents, forgotten skills, and life missions that are integral to our soul's journey. Example: a client of Cannon's, a middle-aged man, felt lost in his career and unsure of his life's purpose. During a regression session, he accessed a past life as a healer in ancient Egypt. He realized that his soul had a long history of working with energy and healing, and this was a skill he was meant to continue developing in his current life. With this newfound awareness, he decided to pursue a path in alternative healing, which brought him immense fulfillment and alignment with his soul's purpose. By understanding the roles we've played in past lives, we can tap into the wisdom and abilities that lie dormant within us, guiding us toward a life that resonates with our true essence. Techniques for exploring past lives. While Dolores Cannon's regression technique is highly specialized, there are other ways to explore past lives, even outside of formal regression therapy. Here are a few methods to begin exploring your past life experiences. Meditation and visualization. Through deep meditation, you can access your subconscious mind and ask to be shown glimpses of your past lives. By setting an intention before meditation, such as asking to understand a current life issue, you may receive intuitive insights, images, or feelings related to a past life memory. Over time, these experiences can provide clues to your soul's journey. Dream exploration. Dreams often serve as a portal to our subconscious mind. Keeping a dream journal and paying attention to recurring symbols, locations, or people in your dreams can offer insights into past life experiences. Some individuals report vivid dreams of times and places they've never visited, which could be linked to their past incarnations. Energy healing and intuitive guidance. Some healers and intuitives specialize in past life readings or energy work that can help you access and heal past life traumas. Reiki, for example, can help clear blocked energy that may be linked to past life wounds. Exploring soul contracts. Another technique involves reflecting on the people in your life, especially those with whom you have intense connections or conflicts. In some cases, these relationships may be the result of past life soul contracts, where two souls agree to meet again in a future life to resolve unfinished business or continue learning together. Conclusion: the value of exploring past lives. Exploring past lives through regression or other techniques is a profound tool for healing and self-discovery. It allows us to access deeper layers of our soul's journey, offering insights into who we are, why we experience certain challenges, and what our purpose is in this lifetime. By understanding the karmic patterns and unresolved emotions that we carry from past lives, we can free ourselves from the limitations of the past and move forward with greater clarity, empowerment, and healing. Key takeaways. The soul is eternal. We carry the wisdom, lessons, and experiences from past lives into our current incarnation, allowing us to grow and evolve spiritually. Healing through past life exploration. By uncovering and healing unresolved traumas from past lives, we can experience deep emotional and physical healing in the present. Uncovering soul purpose. Exploring past lives can reveal hidden talents and forgotten skills and provide guidance toward our life's mission. Breaking karmic patterns. Understanding the karmic lessons we are carrying allows us to make conscious choices that lead to greater alignment and growth in this life. Chapter 7. The Power of Presence and Mindfulness. Inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh and Mooji. The essence of mindfulness is the ability to be fully present in each moment, embracing the now, without judgment or resistance. Both Thich Nhat Hanh and Mooji emphasize that presence is the key to inner peace, clarity, and spiritual awakening. When we are truly present, we connect to a deeper stillness within us that exists beyond the mind's constant noise. This stillness becomes a source of peace, healing, and a gateway to understanding who we truly are. the power of presence, returning to the now. Presence is about simplicity. It is the act of focusing your awareness entirely on what is happening in the present moment. Too often, our minds are caught up in replaying the past or anxiously anticipating the future. We miss the fullness of life that exists only in the present moment. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that the present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. This means that peace and liberation are not found in some distant future or in revisiting the past. They are available here and now. When we are fully present, we can appreciate life more deeply, and small, everyday experiences become rich with meaning. Example: consider the simple act of drinking tea. If you are not mindful, you may drink it quickly without noticing its warmth, taste, or aroma. But if you bring your full attention to the experience, feeling the heat of the cup in your hands, savoring each sip, and breathing in the fragrance, you become fully immersed in the present moment. This simple shift in awareness transforms an ordinary act into a moment of peaceful connection with life. Transcending the mind's chatter. Mooji speaks about the mind as an ongoing stream of thoughts, emotions, and perceptions that pull us away from our true nature. According to Mooji, the mind has a tendency to create stories, worries, and distractions that prevent us from experiencing the inner stillness that is always present. However, by cultivating mindfulness, we can observe the mind without being caught in its web. Mindfulness does not mean suppressing thoughts. Instead, it invites us to witness them from a place of non-attachment. As Mooji explains, you don't have to get rid of thoughts. You only need to recognize that you are not your thoughts. Through mindfulness practices, we develop the ability to observe our thoughts and feelings as they arise without identifying with them. Example: imagine you are sitting in meditation, and your mind starts wandering, thinking about your to-do list, replaying past conversations, or worrying about future outcomes. Instead of resisting or judging these thoughts, mindfulness allows you to gently bring your awareness back to the present moment, perhaps by focusing on your breath. Over time, you'll notice that the thoughts lose their grip on you, and a space of stillness and calm emerges between them. This stillness is your true nature. It is not something you create. It is already there, waiting to be noticed. Mindfulness helps you shift your awareness away from the noise of the mind and into this deeper state of presence. Mindfulness as a tool for inner peace. One of the greatest gifts of mindfulness is the sense of peace that comes from living in the present. When we are not caught up in the stories of the mind, we experience life as it is, without resistance. This acceptance brings a profound sense of calm, even amidst life's challenges. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that suffering arises when we resist the present moment, wishing things were different than they are. By accepting each moment as it is, whether pleasant or unpleasant, we can reduce our suffering and cultivate a state of inner peace. Mindfulness helps us approach life with curiosity and openness, rather than judgment or expectation. Example: imagine you are stuck in traffic, feeling frustrated because you are running late. In this moment, you have a choice. You can either resist what is happening and allow the frustration to build, or you can accept the situation as it is. By bringing mindfulness to the present moment, you might notice the tension in your body, the pace of your breath, and the thoughts running through your mind. By simply observing these sensations without judgment, you create space for acceptance. The frustration begins to dissolve, and you can experience a sense of peace, even in the midst of a stressful situation. Cultivating stillness amidst life's challenges. Mindfulness is not just about peaceful meditation or quiet moments. It is about learning to remain present, even when life feels chaotic. By staying connected to the present moment, we can navigate challenges with more clarity and wisdom. Mooji often speaks about the power of staying as the self during difficult times. This means that instead of getting lost in the mind's reactions to challenges, we anchor ourselves in the stillness that is always present. From this place of inner stability, we are better equipped to respond to life's challenges with calmness and insight. Example: consider a situation where someone criticizes you. The mind's natural reaction might be to defend itself, feel hurt, or retaliate. But if you practice mindfulness in that moment, you can step back and observe your emotions without immediately reacting. You might notice feelings of anger or defensiveness rising, but rather than getting swept up in them, you can create a gap of awareness. This gap allows you to respond from a place of calmness rather than reacting out of emotion. This practice of staying present and observing our reactions is especially powerful during conflicts or emotionally charged situations. It helps us maintain our inner peace no matter what is happening externally. Techniques for practice mindfulness and presence. There are several simple yet effective techniques to cultivate mindfulness and connect with the stillness within. Mindful breathing. Breathing is one of the most accessible tools for mindfulness. Thich Nhat Hanh often teaches a simple practice. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. This practice helps bring your awareness to the present moment, using your breath as an anchor. By focusing on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body, you can ground yourself in the now, letting go of distractions. Body scan meditation. Another powerful mindfulness practice is the body scan. This involves bringing your awareness to different parts of your body and noticing any tension, discomfort, or sensations. The body scan helps you connect with your physical experience in the present moment, fostering a sense of relaxation and presence. Mindful walking. Thich Nhat Hanh is well known for his practice of mindful walking. As you walk, bring your full attention to the sensations of your feet touching the ground. Feel the earth beneath you, and focus on each step as if it were the only step you will ever take. This practice cultivates mindfulness in movement and helps ground your awareness in the present. Observing thoughts without judgment. Mooji's approach to mindfulness encourages observing your thoughts without getting involved in them. When thoughts arise, simply notice them without labeling them as good or bad. This creates a sense of distance between you and your thoughts, allowing you to rest in the stillness that lies behind them. Gratitude practice. Cultivating gratitude is another way to practice mindfulness. By focusing on the things you appreciate in the present moment, whether it's a beautiful sunset, a kind word, or a feeling of contentment, you become more aware of the richness of life that is always available in the now. Conclusion: mindfulness as a path to inner peace. The power of presence and mindfulness lies in their ability to help us transcend the mind's constant chatter and connect with the deeper stillness within. This stillness is not something external or elusive. It is our natural state, always accessible in the present moment. By practicing mindfulness, we can cultivate a sense of peace, clarity, and acceptance, even in the midst of life's challenges. Key takeaways. Presence is the key to peace. By bringing our awareness fully into the present moment, we can experience the peace and stillness that lie beyond the mind's constant activity. Transcending the mind, mindfulness helps us observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught in them, allowing us to stay connected to our true essence. Living mindfully in daily life, whether through mindful breathing, walking, or simply observing our thoughts, mindfulness can be practiced in every moment, helping us navigate life with greater calm and clarity. As Thich and Hat Han and Mooji remind us, the present moment is all we ever have. By embracing mindfulness, we awaken to the richness of life and find the peace that has always been within us. Chapter 8: Compassion and Forgiveness as Spiritual Tools. Inspired by Brené Brown and Mooji. Compassion and forgiveness are transformative practices that lie at the heart of personal and spiritual healing. These concepts, often discussed by spiritual teachers like Brené Brown and Mooji, offer a path to release deep-seated emotional pain, guilt, resentment, and shame. Through the practice of compassion, for both ourselves and others, and the powerful act of forgiveness, we unlock the capacity to heal from past wounds and open ourselves to a fuller, more authentic experience of life. Compassion as a gateway to healing. Compassion begins with the recognition of shared humanity. It is the deep understanding that everyone, including ourselves, experiences suffering, loss, and hardship. According to Brené Brown, compassion requires vulnerability and the courage to acknowledge our own pain and, in turn, extend kindness to others. In her research on vulnerability and shame, she emphasizes that compassion is not only about being kind to others, but also about treating ourselves with the same kindness we would offer to a friend. This form of self-compassion is critical to emotional healing. Brown reminds us that many of us are conditioned to be harsh on ourselves. We criticize our own failures, internalize guilt, and often believe that we're not worthy of love and forgiveness. But by cultivating self-compassion, we begin to shift this narrative. When we allow ourselves to be imperfect, to experience setbacks, and to forgive our own mistakes, we create the space for healing. This, in turn, enables us to show up more authentically in our relationships. Example: consider a situation where you made a mistake at work or in your personal life, and instead of forgiving yourself, you replay the event in your mind, berating yourself for the error. This cycle of self-criticism not only keeps you stuck in guilt, but also prevents you from moving forward. Practicing self-compassion in such moments, perhaps by acknowledging your humanity and recognizing that everyone makes mistakes, can help break this cycle of self-sabotage. You might say to yourself, "I did my best in that moment, and I can learn from this." This shift in perspective opens the door to healing and growth. Mooji emphasizes that compassion is a reflection of our true nature. When we come into alignment with the stillness and purity within, compassion naturally arises. For Mooji, compassion is not about doing something for others. It is about being fully present, allowing love to flow through us as an expression of our true selves. When we extend compassion to others, we move beyond the ego's desire for separation, judgment, or superiority, and instead embrace unity. Forgiveness, releasing the past to heal the present. Forgiveness is another essential tool for spiritual and emotional liberation. It is the conscious decision to release the emotional weight of past hurts, freeing both ourselves and others from the burden of resentment. As Brené Brown highlights, forgiveness is not about excusing someone's behavior or reconciling with those who have wronged us. Instead, it is about choosing to no longer let the pain of the past define our present. Example: imagine a relationship where you have been hurt, perhaps by a friend or family member. Holding on to the pain of this experience might feel justified, but in the long run, it weighs you down emotionally and spiritually. Every time you think about this person, the anger and resentment rise to the surface, keeping the wound alive. Forgiveness in this context is about releasing your attachment to the pain. It doesn't mean forgetting what happened or allowing that person back into your life, but it does mean you are no longer willing to carry the heavy burden of resentment. By forgiving, you free yourself from the past, allowing space for healing. In Mooji's teachings, forgiveness is rooted in the recognition of the true self. When we live from a place of ego, we create separation between ourselves and others. We hold grudges, judge, and find it difficult to forgive because we see the other person as separate from ourselves. However, as we deepen in self-awareness, we recognize that we are all interconnected, and forgiveness becomes a natural byproduct of this realization. Mooji often says that the ego thrives on division, but the heart is inherently forgiving. In the spaciousness of the heart, forgiveness becomes effortless because we no longer cling to the ego's narrative of right and wrong. Compassion and forgiveness as tools for transforming relationships. Compassion and forgiveness are not only tools for self-healing, they also have the power to transform our relationships. When we approach others with compassion, we open ourselves to understanding their perspective, even if it is different from our own. Compassion allows us to see beyond someone's actions to the pain or fear that may be driving them. This shift in perception helps to dissolve conflict and foster deeper connections. Forgiveness, too, transforms relationships by allowing us to let go of past grievances and move forward. Holding on to resentment in relationships often creates walls of separation, making it difficult to communicate openly or connect authentically. By practicing forgiveness, we dismantle these walls and create space for healing and reconciliation. Example: think about a disagreement you may have had with a loved one. Perhaps harsh words were exchanged, and afterward, both parties retreated into silence, hurt by what was said. Without compassion or forgiveness, this silence can become a chasm that grows wider with time. However, when one person chooses to extend compassion, by acknowledging the hurt, but also understanding the other's pain, the possibility for healing emerges. By forgiving the harsh words, you allow the relationship to move beyond the conflict, creating space for deeper understanding and connection. Techniques for cultivating compassion and forgiveness. There are several practices that can help cultivate compassion and forgiveness, both toward ourselves and others. Loving kindness meditation, metta meditation, this form of meditation, often taught by Buddhist teachers like Thich and Nhat Hanh, involves directing loving kindness first toward yourself and then toward others. You begin by silently repeating phrases such as, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at peace." After offering compassion to yourself, you extend these phrases to others, including loved ones, acquaintances, and even those with whom you have conflict. This practice helps to soften the heart and cultivate a deep sense of compassion. Self-compassion practices. Brené Brown suggests practices such as writing yourself a compassionate letter or practicing self-soothing techniques when you are feeling down. These practices remind you to treat yourself with the same kindness and care you would offer a close friend. Forgiveness rituals can help release past grievances. One such ritual might include writing a letter to the person you are forgiving, even if you don't send it. In the letter, express your feelings honestly, but also acknowledge your intention to release the pain. Burn the letter as a symbolic act of letting go. Present moment awareness Mooji encourages staying grounded in the present moment. Often, our inability to forgive is rooted in our attachment to past events. By staying present and aware, we can see that the past only has power over us if we allow it. In this space of presence, forgiveness becomes easier because we are no longer caught in the stories of the past. The spiritual liberation of compassion and forgiveness. At their core, compassion and forgiveness are acts of liberation. They free us from the prison of resentment, guilt, and judgment. Brené Brown teaches that vulnerability, being open to compassion and forgiveness, creates stronger, more authentic connections. Mooji reminds us that the true self is always compassionate and always forgiving. By aligning with this true self, we transcend the ego's need for separation and judgment, and instead embrace a life rooted in love, unity, and peace. In choosing compassion and forgiveness, we do not only heal our own hearts, but also transform our relationships and the world around us. Key takeaways. Compassion starts with self-compassion. We must first be kind to ourselves before we can extend genuine compassion to others. Forgiveness frees us from the past by forgiving others and ourselves. We release the emotional burdens that hold us back from living fully in the present. Compassion and forgiveness transform relationships. These practices help us move beyond conflict and resentment, fostering deeper understanding and connection. Presence makes forgiveness possible. When we stay grounded in the present moment, we are less likely to be held captive by past grievances, making forgiveness easier and more natural. Through compassion and forgiveness, we not only heal ourselves but also become vessels for healing in the world around us. In this way, we embody the spiritual principles of love, unity, and peace. Chapter 9. Embracing Vulnerability and Inner Strength. Inspired by Brené Brown. Vulnerability is a concept often misunderstood and frequently associated with weakness or exposure to harm. However, Brené Brown, a renowned researcher and storyteller, has profoundly shifted this perception by illustrating that vulnerability is, in fact, the birthplace of courage, innovation, and authentic connection. Embracing vulnerability allows us to live wholeheartedly, tapping into a wellspring of inner strength and fostering profound personal and spiritual growth. Understanding vulnerability, redefining weakness as strength. At its core, vulnerability involves uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. It is stepping into situations without guarantees and allowing ourselves to be seen as we truly are. According to Brené Brown, vulnerability is not about oversharing or indiscriminate disclosure of personal information. Rather, it is about honesty, openness, and the courage to show up even when we cannot control the outcome. Example: consider an individual who dreams of becoming an artist but fears rejection. Sharing their artwork with the world requires vulnerability. They risk criticism and failure. Yet, by embracing this vulnerability, they open the door to potential success, personal fulfillment, and the joy of connecting with others through their art. By redefining vulnerability as a form of strength, we recognize that it takes immense courage to face the unknown, to love without guarantees, and to engage fully with life despite its inherent uncertainties. The armor we wear, barriers to vulnerability. Many of us construct emotional armor to protect ourselves from pain, rejection, and shame. This armor can take various forms. Perfectionism, striving for flawlessness to avoid criticism. Numbing, using distractions like work, food, or substances to suppress uncomfortable emotions. Detachment, withdrawing from relationships to prevent potential hurt. While these defenses may offer temporary relief, they ultimately hinder our ability to connect authentically with ourselves and others. They keep us from experiencing the full spectrum of human emotions, including joy, love, and fulfillment. Example: a person who fears vulnerability in relationships might avoid deep connections, keeping interactions superficial. While this may protect them from potential heartbreak, it also prevents them from experiencing the profound intimacy and support that come from genuine relationships. Embracing vulnerability, steps toward inner strength. Acknowledging fear and shame. The first step in embracing vulnerability is recognizing and acknowledging the fears and shame that hold us back. Brené Brown's research highlights that shame thrives in secrecy. By bringing these feelings into the open, we diminish their power over us. Technique. Journaling. Write about your fears and the aspects of yourself you feel ashamed of. This process helps externalize internal struggles, making them more manageable. Self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend facing similar challenges. Cultivating authenticity. Authenticity involves embracing who we are without pretense. It means aligning our actions with our values and beliefs, even when it's uncomfortable. Technique. Values clarification. Identify your core values and assess how well your actions align with them. Honest communication. Practice expressing your true thoughts and feelings in a respectful manner. Example: standing up for a cause you believe in, despite potential backlash, reflects both vulnerability and authenticity. It demonstrates a commitment to your values over the desire for approval. Building resilience through courageous acts. Each act of vulnerability strengthens our resilience. By repeatedly choosing to face uncertainty and emotional risk, we build confidence in our ability to handle life's challenges. Technique. Incremental risks. Start by taking small risks, such as sharing a personal story with a trusted friend. Reflect on past successes. Recall times when embracing vulnerability led to positive outcomes. Embracing imperfection. Accepting that we are imperfect beings allows us to let go of unrealistic standards and the fear of making mistakes. This acceptance fosters self-love and reduces the power of shame. Technique. Affirmations. Use positive affirmations to reinforce self-acceptance. Mindfulness practices. Engage in mindfulness to stay present and reduce self-judgment. Example: an employee admits a mistake to their team. Instead of hiding the error, they take responsibility and focus on solutions. This openness can enhance trust and collaboration within the team. The transformative power of vulnerability in relationships. Vulnerability is essential for deep, meaningful connections. When we allow others to see our true selves, we create opportunities for empathy, trust, and intimacy. Empathy. Sharing our struggles invites others to offer support and understanding. Trust. Openness builds trust, as it signals that we are willing to be honest and genuine. Intimacy. Emotional exposure fosters closeness and strengthens bonds. Example: in a romantic relationship, expressing fears and insecurities can be daunting. However, such vulnerability can lead to greater understanding and a stronger emotional connection between partners. Overcoming the fear of vulnerability. Common obstacles. Fear of rejection. We often fear that showing our true selves will lead to rejection. However, hiding behind a facade prevents others from knowing and accepting us as we are. Solution. Recognize that rejection is a part of life and not a reflection of your worth. Seek relationships with individuals who appreciate authenticity. Cultural and societal expectations. Societal norms may discourage vulnerability, especially in certain roles or professions. Solution. Challenge stereotypes and expectations by modeling vulnerability. Encourage open dialogue in your circles about the value of authenticity. Past hurts. Previous experiences of betrayal or hurt can make vulnerability seem risky. Solution. Acknowledge past wounds and consider seeking professional support to heal. Practice vulnerability gradually, starting in safe environments. Vulnerability as a catalyst for spiritual growth. Embracing vulnerability not only enhances personal strength, but also deepens spiritual awareness. It aligns us with universal truths about the human condition, our interconnectedness, our capacity for empathy, and our innate desire for meaning. Letting go of control. Vulnerability teaches us to surrender the illusion of control, opening us to experiences beyond our expectations. Embracing uncertainty. Accepting uncertainty fosters faith and trust in the unfolding of life. Deepening compassion. Recognizing our own vulnerabilities enhances our compassion for others. Example: a spiritual seeker may confront doubts about their beliefs. By vulnerably exploring these doubts rather than suppressing them, they may arrive at a more profound and authentic understanding of their spirituality. Practical applications. Integrating vulnerability into daily life. Mindful communication. Practice active listening and express yourself honestly in conversations. Technique. I statements. Use I feel or I think to express personal experiences without blaming others. Active listening. Focus fully on the speaker without planning your response. Creative expression. Engage in creative activities that allow you to express yourself without self-censorship. Technique. Artistic endeavors. Painting, writing, music, or dance can be outlets for vulnerable expression. Sharing your work. Consider sharing your creations with others, embracing feedback as part of growth. Setting boundaries. Vulnerability does not mean exposing yourself indiscriminately. Healthy boundaries protect your well-being. Technique. Identify limits. Know what you are comfortable sharing and with whom. Communicate clearly. Express your boundaries respectfully when needed. Embracing feedback. View feedback as an opportunity for growth rather than a threat to self-worth. Technique. Open mindset. Approach feedback with curiosity. Separate self from performance. Recognize that critique of your work is not a critique of your value. The ripple effect, impacting others through vulnerability. Your willingness to be vulnerable can inspire others to do the same, creating a culture of authenticity and openness. Leadership. Leaders who model vulnerability foster trust and innovation within their teams. Parenting. Parents who express vulnerability teach children about courage and emotional intelligence. Community building. Communities that value vulnerability become supportive environments for all members. Example: a manager admits to their team that they don't have all the answers and invites collaborative problem solving. This openness can lead to increased engagement and creative solutions. Conclusion: the empowering journey of embracing vulnerability. Embracing vulnerability is a transformative journey that enriches every aspect of our lives. It requires courage, but the rewards are profound. Personal empowerment. By facing our fears, we discover inner resources of strength and resilience. Authentic connections. Vulnerability fosters deeper, more meaningful relationships. Spiritual fulfillment. Opening ourselves to vulnerability enhances our connection to something greater than ourselves. Key takeaways. Vulnerability is courageous and empowering. It is a deliberate choice to face uncertainty and emotional exposure. Embracing vulnerability leads to personal growth and self-discovery. Authenticity requires embracing vulnerability. Living authentically enhances self-esteem and life satisfaction. It aligns our actions with our true selves. Vulnerability strengthens relationships. It builds trust and deepens emotional bonds. Openness invites reciprocity and mutual support. Overcoming barriers enhances inner strength. Confronting fear and shame diminishes their influence. Each act of vulnerability reinforces resilience. Spiritual growth flourishes with vulnerability. Letting go of control fosters spiritual openness. Embracing vulnerability connects us to universal human experiences. By embracing vulnerability, we unlock the potential to live more fully and authentically. As Brené Brown eloquently states, vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. Through vulnerability, we not only transform ourselves, but also inspire others, contributing to a more compassionate and connected world. Chapter 10. Embodying Spiritual Wisdom in Daily Life. Inspired by various teachers. Spiritual wisdom is a gift that transforms us not only in moments of solitude or meditation, but in the flow of everyday life. It is easy to feel connected during a serene meditation retreat or while reading sacred texts, but the true challenge and opportunity is to bring that same level of awareness, compassion, and consciousness into the mundane tasks of daily living. The great spiritual teachers remind us that the essence of spirituality lies not in transcending life, but in fully engaging with it, moment by moment. This chapter delves into how we can embody spiritual wisdom in our everyday interactions, drawing inspiration from Deepak Chopra, Thich Nhat Hanh, Mooji, Dolores Cannon, Sadhguru, and Brené Brown. By integrating their teachings into daily life, we can live with greater intention, purpose, and love. 1. The power of mindful awareness. Inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that mindfulness is the key to living a spiritually aware life, no matter the circumstance. Mindfulness is about being fully present in each moment, whether you're drinking a cup of tea, listening to a friend, or washing the dishes. Every act becomes an opportunity to practice presence and to connect with the sacredness of now. Practical application. Mindful eating. When you sit down to eat, instead of rushing through the meal, pause. Look at the food and appreciate its texture, color, and smell. Take slow, deliberate bites, savoring each one. This practice grounds you in the moment and helps cultivate gratitude for even the simplest things. Mindful breathing. Throughout the day, take short pauses to focus on your breath. As Thich Nhat Hanh often teaches, breathing in, I calm my body, breathing out, I smile. These short moments of mindful breathing bring you back to the present and help you anchor in stillness amidst life's busyness. Example: imagine you're in a heated conversation at work. Instead of reacting immediately, take a mindful breath and listen deeply to the other person. This small act of mindfulness can prevent conflict and create space for conscious, compassionate communication. 2. Integrating higher consciousness into decision-making. Inspired by Deepak Chopra. Deepak Chopra emphasizes the importance of aligning with our higher consciousness when making decisions. Whether we are choosing how to spend our time, deciding on a career path, or resolving a conflict, every choice can be informed by our deeper awareness. This involves tuning into our intuition, paying attention to synchronicities, and listening to the quiet voice within that guides us toward what is true for our highest self. Practical application. Daily intuition check-in. Before making important decisions, take a few moments to meditate or sit quietly. Ask yourself, does this decision align with my highest purpose? Allow your inner wisdom to emerge, and trust the insights you receive, even if they don't always make immediate sense. Follow synchronicities. Be open to the signs and synchronicities that appear in your daily life. These are subtle messages from the universe guiding you toward alignment with your spiritual path. Example: you're considering a new job offer that looks great on paper but doesn't feel quite right intuitively. Instead of rushing to accept it, you take time to meditate on it and notice subtle signs in your life, perhaps dreams or conversations that steer you in another direction. By trusting your intuition, you align with a decision that supports both your material and spiritual growth. 3. Embracing simplicity and surrender. Inspired by Mooji. Mooji teaches the art of simplicity and surrender, reminding us that life becomes more profound and fulfilling when we stop trying to control everything and allow the natural flow of existence to guide us. Instead of being consumed by future worries or past regrets, we are invited to embrace the present moment and trust the wisdom of life itself. Practical application. Simplify your day. Start by reducing unnecessary complexity in your daily life. This might mean decluttering your schedule, simplifying your home, or releasing the need to be in constant control of outcomes. Surrender practice. Each day, practice surrendering a specific worry or concern. When anxiety arises, acknowledge it, but then consciously let it go, trusting that life will unfold as it's meant to. Example: perhaps you're anxious about an upcoming presentation at work. Instead of getting caught up in self-doubt or over-preparation, you practice surrendering the outcome to the universe. You trust that what will happen is for your highest good, and by releasing the need for perfection, you allow yourself to speak more authentically and from the heart. 4. Living with compassion and kindness. Inspired by Brené Brown and Sadhguru. Brené Brown reminds us that living with compassion begins with how we treat ourselves. Sadhguru expands this, teaching that compassion is not just about feeling pity or sympathy, but recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. Living with compassion means approaching each person, including ourselves, with an open heart and an understanding that we are all on a journey. Acts of kindness become spiritual practices, and compassion becomes a guiding principle in our interactions. Practical application. Self-compassion. Start each day by setting an intention to be kind to yourself. When challenges arise, instead of harsh self-criticism, respond with understanding and encouragement. Random acts of kindness. Throughout your day, look for small ways to show kindness, whether it's offering a compliment, holding the door for someone, or simply smiling at a stranger. These small acts cultivate a heart-centered way of living. Example: you're feeling overwhelmed with personal responsibilities. Instead of pushing through with self-judgment, take a moment to step back, breathe, and remind yourself that you are doing your best. This self-compassion not only nurtures your own spirit, but also allows you to show up with more kindness for others. 5. Past life insights in everyday patterns. Inspired by Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon's work on past lives teaches that our souls carry memories and lessons from previous incarnations. Recognizing these patterns can help us understand present life challenges and why certain emotional or relational struggles repeat. By acknowledging this, we can use everyday situations as opportunities for healing and growth. Practical application. Recognizing patterns. Pay attention to recurring themes or emotional reactions in your life. Are there situations that seem to repeat, such as certain types of relationships or conflicts? These could be indicators of lessons carried over from past lives. Past life regression meditation. Engage in meditative practices to explore past life influences. While this requires deeper work, simply being open to the possibility that your soul has a broader journey can bring clarity to current life experiences. Example: you notice that in every job you've had, you encounter the same type of authority figure who challenges your sense of self-worth. By reflecting on this, you recognize it as a deeper soul lesson in standing in your power and setting healthy boundaries, one that may be linked to past life experiences of oppression or submission. 6. The healing power of forgiveness. Inspired by Mooji and Brené Brown. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful spiritual tools available for healing and transformation. Both Mooji and Brené Brown emphasize that forgiveness is not just about releasing others from wrongdoing. It's about freeing ourselves from the emotional and energetic weight of resentment and hurt. Forgiveness does not condone harmful behavior, but it allows us to release its hold on our hearts. Practical application. Daily forgiveness practice. Each night before bed, reflect on the day's events. If someone's actions or your own triggered emotional pain, visualize releasing it with forgiveness. Feel the sense of lightness that comes from letting go. Forgive yourself. Recognize where you may be holding yourself to impossible standards or dwelling on past mistakes. Embrace your humanity and offer yourself forgiveness. Example: you've been carrying resentment toward a friend who betrayed your trust. Instead of continuing to hold on to the hurt, you decide to write them a letter, not to send, but to express your emotions and release the pain. This act of forgiveness liberates you, allowing you to move forward without the emotional burden. Conclusion: living spirituality every day. Spiritual wisdom, as taught by these great teachers, is not meant to be confined to temples, meditation cushions, or retreat centers. It is meant to be lived, breathed, and embodied in the everyday moments that make up our lives. From the way we interact with our loved ones to the care we show ourselves, from the decisions we make to the presence we bring to each task, spirituality is in everything. The key to embodying spiritual wisdom lies in intention and mindfulness. Each moment offers an opportunity to choose awareness, compassion, forgiveness, and authenticity. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we not only deepen our own spiritual growth, but also contribute to the awakening of the world around us. As Mooji beautifully states, spirituality is not about gaining something new. It's about uncovering what has always been present within us. Each day is a chance to align with that truth and to live with purpose, grace, and love. Thank you for listening to Spiritual Life Teachings from Holistic Literary. We hope these insights inspire you to live a more conscious, connected, and fulfilling life. If you enjoyed this audiobook and want to explore more transformative content, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Stay tuned for more wisdom, spiritual guidance, and practices to help you on your journey. Your support helps us grow and bring even more valuable teachings to our community. Namaste.